Yeah, I think it's also, regardless of where we are, just to think if I'm at a 4 or 6 or 7, regardless of where I am, would I benefit more from staying where I am, moving one notch to one extreme or one notch to the other, but move by notches? And I see so often people who go, I don't want to be a selfish person, so I'd rather be a punching bag. I don't want to be a narcissist, so I'd rather have too much fake empathy or false empathy and continue being a punching bag. You go, well, you can probably tone it down by a notch before you end up at the extreme. It's sort of taking one step closer to the edge of the cliff, as you can take one step without falling over. I understand the reluctance, but when we think in notches, it makes it easier to avoid that.
100%, 100%. And that's actually one of the first things that, I help a person with if they have a difficult relationship with a partner that has some, difficult or toxic behaviors, is to give them ways to act effectively so they can replace the way that they were reacting negatively, because that just is like a perpetuating cycle of reacting negatively. So it's a case of how can I act effectively instead of reacting negatively? So often and there's a big difference between the two. So that's very helpful and just kind of stop the perpetuation of these cycles of relationship meltdowns.
Could you touch a bit upon that, about between the acting effectively versus reacting negatively?
Yeah, so people will tend to, if they don't have something like a particular technique or skill to implement, they'll tend to just act from their emotions. And when you're getting unpleasant emotions projected onto you, the reaction is going to be unpleasant. And if you don't have anything else to do, what am I meant to do? I'm just going to basically fight back, right? To react. You accuse me, I'm going to defend myself. I'm going to launch back at you, right? It's natural human behavior to defend yourself. Mm-hmm. And people think that anger is like a sin or some type of bad emotion, but anger is actually very normal and natural and healthy, right? Anger can save your life. Anger can save the life of someone else. So if we feel anger, if we don't have anything else to do, we'll tend to just act from that anger because we don't have anything else to do. So coming and working with someone like yourself or someone like me or another coach or another therapist that has effective techniques to communicate, to actually use, a person will tend to not feel that strong desire to react negatively from their emotions now, because they think to themselves, okay, this is happening. Fred gave me this skill or Josh gave me this skill. I'm going to try it now because I'm tired of reacting negatively. I'm tired of feeling like a horrible person and calling the person bad names or defending myself. I'm tired of defending myself, because that's also not really effective, because you don't have to defend yourself. You're not under any form of accusations or scrutiny. So giving the person conflict resolution tools and techniques and boundary techniques and communication techniques, like actual scripts of when this happens, do this, try this, it's mostly effective. And then the person actually has something, they'll tend to not feel that they'll tend to not act on their emotions because they can actually implement something that they can try.
Yeah.
And that also helps to break the cycle with the other person also, because then the other person's like, wow, he or she's not reacting anymore. Every time I project blame now, I'm not getting this frantic, high energy, emotional person back anymore. I'm not getting that validation, and it can disarm the situation. Obviously, it doesn't heal the other person's issues, but it can disarm the situation a lot quicker and a lot smoother without having to have such a toxic fight and losing your whole day and the children witnessing traumatic scenarios and arguments. And so that's the benefit of learning skills and techniques, is that you can replace the desperate need to just react from your emotions, which is never going to work out good.